Hi, over here. This is what it's going to feel like for the next week hiking through the Meseta. It's as if the sky is crushing you.
Getting out of Burgos is going to take a while. To start, find your way to the Cathedral of St. Mary of Burgos. If you missed it, check out my video for the previous section to see what makes this church special. The Camino goes up the stairs beside the cathedral. From here, you should be able to find Calle Fernan Gonzalez. The route is fairly obvious at this point, as the directional shells and arrows are pretty consistent. Plus, there's the occasional pilgrim sculpture to confirm we're on the right path. Along the way, we come to the oddly named Puente Muertos, or Bridge of the Sick, which we cross in hopefully good health. The never far from us Highway N120 comes up after that. From here, follow the Camino arrows through El Parral Park. Turn right at the Puerta Romeros, or literally Pilgrim's Door. Pass a few more trees while skirting by the Universidad de Burgos, and then go left to walk along Highway N120. After passing a small park, the city walking finally ends at a dirt footpath, where the only sounds are cyclists and singing hikers. The road then passes under railroad tracks. You can never see it. Okay, I admit it. It's always amusing to watch the occasionally still connected Camino travelers go by.
Hola.
No sé, de una forma o de otra la familia.
The next landmark is a highway overpass. And a little later, there's a convoluted interchange of roads that fortunately we don't have to navigate. About a kilometer later, we cross the Rio Orlanzon on this small bridge. In case you forgot, it's the same river that runs through Burgos, and in fact has been with us the entire day. Finally, after walking about 11 kilometers, there's our first town of the day, Torrejos.
Thank you.
2 kilometers later, we hit Brave de las Calzadas.
So almost done.
We leave this small town going past one of the more unique murals on the Camino. Then, climb a bit on a dirt road. You might see an example of what's called graffiti. Yeah, that's a thing. The farther we go, the more the sky seems to dominate the scenery. Welcome to the sometimes maligned chunk of land called La Meseta.
Now that's plateau in English. And although the landscape isn't literally flat as a table, it's going to feel like it. But that's an illusion. The elevation actually rises and falls from 400 to 1,000 meters. And keep in mind, the Meseta is so big, we only see a slice of it. It's 40% of Spain's land. Now, among the Camino cliches is this. There are 3 stages we walk through. The first is the physical, which ends at Burgos, and supposedly it's going to whip us into shape. Then there's the Meseta, with its mind-boggling tedium, and of course that's the mental stage. Finally, there's the spiritual stage that ends, of course, at Santiago de Compostela. Yeah, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's open up our hearts and minds to the Meseta, and you might enjoy it. Some people do.
For the first few kilometers, the Meseta is hardly intimidating. The usual sunflowers continue to show up periodically. The dirt road gently undulates. There are examples of rock graffiti. Okay, I made that up. Anyway, it's all so rural and calm. If the Meseta challenges the mind, it must come later. And then the path drops. If you're feeling the steepness in your knees, consider that this trail was known as the Cuesta Manamulas, or, get this, Mule Killing Incline. It sounds worse than it really is, although you might consider using hiking poles. Finally, we hobble into tiny Hornillos del Camino, where there are 3 albergues and 3 hotels to choose from. No doubt, on any given night, there might be more Camino travelers here than residents.
Now, we can't very well end this video without a myth to sleep on. At this fountain known as Fuente de Gallo, there is a rooster up there. Now, as the story goes, during Mass, when everyone was in church, Napoleon's soldiers swept up all the chickens, killed them, and hid them in their drums. And just as they were sneaking off, church let out, and the townspeople discovered their chicken coops were empty. They ran after the troops, who claimed, "No, we have no chickens." But just then, a rooster came alive and crowed, which must have sounded amazing coming from inside a drum. Now, As near as I can tell, that's where the story ends, and we don't know if the soldiers actually gave back the dead chickens. But really the main point is about resurrection, which is the case with most of these myths. At any rate, at the end of July, the village celebrates the Rooster Festival, which presumably commemorates that one tough fowl, as well as the Spanish War of Independence.